In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use brushes, what type of brushes you should be using. So if you want to see all that, stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button down below so you guys can know when I post, obviously. First and foremost, to color correct, I'm going to use a dense brush. And when I say dense in this tutorial, I mean a brush that the bristles are tightly packed together. As you can see, I'm running my hands through it. What this means is a brush that when you run your hands through it, it's not very fluffy. It's actually almost stiff. So you want to use these kind of brushes to blend out your color corrector in a patting but also sweeping motion, as you can see me doing. You can also use a fluffy brush if you would like. It just depends. For foundation, I'm going to use Kat Von D foundation. You can also use a dense brush, but definitely bigger because you have a face, and their face obviously has a lot of surface area in comparison to like your eye area, or if you want it to color correct. You want to make sure you press in the foundation, as you can see me doing here, and you also move it around and blend it. Don't want to really move the color correcting you've done, so that's why you want to press it in. This brush is the Juvias Place brush. There's so many different brushes. There's Wet n Wild, there's this one from Bdellium tools. So as long as it has that same shape, you're good. For concealer, I also like to use a brush to put on the concealer first before going in with my sponge to blend it out. So really I do this because I feel like it gives you a fuller coverage. So you place the concealer and then you blend it out, and it also shows you kind of where to put the concealer. Just as an extra tip, this is the Anastasia contour palette, and I usually put a couple of drops of a serum into it so it can be much more creamier. For contour, I use a smaller brush. You want to use a smaller brush and just go around the perimeter of your head. So any small, dense, tightly packed brush will work. So you usually use a sponge for the underneath of your eye, and I just do this because I feel like it blends everything out seamlessly. For powder, any powder products, loose or baked powder, you want to start using fluffier brushes. If you notice, you can either use the sponge to put on your powder or the brush. For contour, I'm going to use a large fluffy brush. The larger the brush is, the less product it puts on. So if you want more of a diffused effect on your face, then you use a larger brush. Smaller, fluffier brushes can be used for things like under my eye, as I'm doing right here. So that's really good for that. So you just want to sweep off the excess powder. The spoolie is actually also a brush. It's an eyebrow brush. And what you use this for is just to brush up your brow hairs so that you can really go in and draw on your brow. And to clean up your brow, you need a flat brush. I really like this brush from MAC. It's the 212, and you can also use an angled brush if you please. It just depends on personal preference. As far as with eyeshadow goes, you definitely want to have a fluffy brush. There's a lot of these on the market, and you want to also have a synthetic brush, which is the orange brush shown here, which is used to pack on eyeshadow. And any brush that is small that could fit into your crease, if you're doing a very detailed look like a cut crease, will be necessary for eyeshadow. I'm just going to go in with my liner as usual, and a liner brush is also definitely necessary. Another added brush you can use are dual fiber brushes. I feel like dual fiber brushes are great if you want to use liquid foundation, or if you want to use a foundation that's not very thick, and also you can use a smaller one to dust off your powder. everybody has their preference of highlight brushes. I use a smaller brush for my nose, my inner tear duct, things like that. And you can also use a fan brush. However, my preference is really to use the Anastasia A23 brush. And the reason why I like this is because it really concentrates where your highlight goes. If you have any other commentary or any other expertise about the brush subject, please leave them in the comment section below. Help your fellow subscribers, and I'll help you guys also. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thumbs up if you like this and you want to see more of these kind of videos. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and it's Mugiraju2eyes on Twitter. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. All right guys, bye. Goodbye. Seen enough of you guys today, but if anybody is asking about this lip, don't worry, the tutorial is coming soon. How soon you want it, you ask? How soon?